Hello. Can everybody hear me okay? Is the voice too loud? How's everything? Let me know, guys. Oh, shoot. There's something going on with my thing here. Hold on. I gotta figure this out really quick. Fantastic. What the heck is going on here? Oh my gosh, I just pushed some buttons that took me somewhere that I didn't even realize. Anyways, 70, let's go. I don't know what you're talking about because I haven't read everything. Hello, Flawless. Welcome in. Miss Meltdown. You too, Flawless. We have Haas in the house. Dave, thank you for the resub. Dave, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Oh, 70. Ooh, wow. 70 stream streak. That's impressive. Holy man. That's amazing. Hello, Cyber Sassy. How are you doing? Welcome in, guys. Thank you so much for being here. I was really debating what to talk about today for a while there. And I usually ask friends, hey, would you like me to talk about something, a certain topic or anything like that? And I decided to ask myself, what do I want to talk about? What do I want to talk about? What would benefit me this time? You know? Hello, Flawless. And I decided to have a conversation about burnout. Oh, we got a follow. Who followed me? We got Kitsune. Kitsune, thank you for the follow. Thank you. So I'm hoping that everybody's doing super amazing today. So the conversation today is about boundaries and burnouts, and how sometimes I wanted to do this for myself, for me to learn a little bit more, for something that I have been working on myself for a while as a human being in this earth. You know, so yeah. That's what's going on. Okay, I got it. That's what's showing up there. Okay, I got it. It's not going to be showing up at the side anymore. So yes, guys, and if you guys ever want to, please tell me your experiences in anything like that. Hey, not shouting at you, by the way, but Sushi, I will throw on a half because my parents are doing a surprise for me for my birthday today. Happy birthday, Joe! Is your birthday today, or is the surprise today? Hi, Cheeks. Welcome in. Surprise for you for your birthday. That's awesome. Happy birthday, Joe. Happy birthday. I hope you have the bestest of the birthdays ever. So, yeah. Does anybody here have an issue with boundaries and stuff? What do you do for my birthday? What do I do for my birthday Saturday? Oh my gosh, it's Chick's birthday Saturday too. That's amazing. I don't know, Chicks. What do you want to do? What do you want to do? I'm game. What do you want to do this Saturday? Oh, it's on Wednesday. Still, happy birthday. Happy early birthday, Joe. And I hope that you really enjoy your surprise and it's super fantastic and amazing. I'm hoping that you love it. So, thanks, Sissy and Haas. Welcome, Joy Cheeks. Thank you for giving Cheeks a shout out, Sassy. Cheeks, what do you want to do for your birthday? Master Cheeks, you go to Goof Gaming Shenanigans. Hi, Coca. Hi, Coca Loca. Hey, Haas. So, guys, I don't know who here can relate to this stuff, and sometimes, and I wanted to talk to you about this with you guys because we all want to be nice to each other, and I'm very, very, very blessed. I was actually talking to Max yesterday about this because yesterday it was a year anniversary since we first played Fast and we became friends, and then he came into Shenanigans, and he got in the group, and it's and I was telling him yesterday that I'm really, really blessed to have this group of really close friends that we have, because we have been through ups and downs, because nobody's perfect, we all have flaws, but we all have been understanding, even though sometimes we can get on each other's nerve, we go past that, and that's beautiful. And I love that about us and about our group, that have known each other for a few years now. And oh yeah. Sorry, for some reason the thing didn't want to let it in, but I let it in. It's fine. And so yeah, I wanted to like let you guys know that I'm very grateful. I don't know who is here. Hi Justin, how are you doing? How are you doing so far today? I'm doing great. I'm doing really good. Thank you. Miss Meltdown, welcome in. How are you doing? How are you doing today? I hope your Monday has been fantastic. And yeah, I wanted to send a snap to my close friends so they know I'm live, because I've been talking about them a bit, all the good stuff. Oh, you have to leave in just a minute. I saw your message when you first came. I do appreciate you stopping by, though. I really, really do, Miss Meltdown. So, Miss Meltdown, do you sometimes melt down because you're in the brink of a burnout? This is what we're talking about today. So, I will have I will have a VOD open, if in case you want to check anything in. Usually Monday streams are about an hour and a half to 2 hours long, and it's all mental health related. And today we're going to be talking about burnouts and how sometimes a lack of boundaries and too much empathy can lead to a burnout. You're saying yes to everybody else except for yourself. Mostly your kids melt down in the background, right? I definitely get burned out. Yes. Anti-bubbles. I'm ADHD. Oh, so am I. So am I. And sometimes we burn at the wrong end of the candles. It's like really, it can be like it's sometimes tough to find a balance and stuff, right? So yeah. So the kind of boundary that I wanted to talk about today is, it's not like, how are you doing this? How are you doing this weekend? How are you doing, Mrs. Anti-Bubbles? I was in your stream yesterday. I couldn't chat for a long time, but I wanted to be there, you know what I mean? So yeah, today's talk about boundaries is like not the cute Instagram kind of boundaries, right? It's the kind that, or the kind of like protect peace kind of boundaries. It's the kind of boundaries that, sometimes someone asks you for a favor and then your entire nervous system goes no, but then somehow your mouth says, yeah, sure, no problem. Just like sometimes, well, it's good to have boundaries and, say no to driving someone to the airport 3 hours away. You might feel shitty saying no, but it's something that is sometimes it's not possible for you to do. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't, and it depends on everything too, right? Oh, what? Max, thank you for the sub. 13 months. Oh my gosh. Holy, that's what, right? It's our, oh my goodness, Max. So like you have been subbed since we met, basically. Wow, that's so cool. Hopefully you can stay longer next time for sure. Hugs to everybody. Just big hugs to everybody. Big hugs, and thank you again. Thank you again for being here. Yeah, but on the talk today I wanted to say, like, have you ever seriously, like, have you ever agreed to something that you absolutely don't want to do and you just do it, just because you want to be nice, and then you spend the whole time annoyed, physically present, but like you're emotionally already in pajamas at home, So because same here, man, same here. And maybe for some of you it's not even the social stuff, maybe it's just emotional stuff. Maybe just someone needs a little advice, a little emotional support, maybe someone needs a little help, and maybe someone needs to vent for 2 hours, or maybe just they need an emotional CPR. Guilty. Yes, 100%. Sometimes people just need to vent, but sometimes depending on the event and how long the event goes on, it can really drain your energy, right? So let me ask you something. And be honest, please. How many of you feel guilty saying no? I know Auntie Bubbles is one of them. And please drop a yes in the chat if that's you, because I think that a lot of us confuse being kind with having no boundaries, right? And those are not the same thing, right? Being compassionate is beautiful. Being supportive is beautiful. But there's a difference between generosity and self-abandonment, right? And that it can sting a little, you know. Yeah, learning boundaries is so hard. Same into bubbles. It is boundaries something that has been a lifelong thing for me, because I grew up having my boundaries stripped away from me constantly. It was even that's why I'm super different with my kid. If my kid doesn't want to hug somebody, I don't say, "Hey, go hug." So if he feels like hugging, it will come naturally, and he'll feel comfortable to hug the person. I never ask him to hug people, you know. Um, I know, and I admire them, and I don't feel offended when they have boundaries. It's just it's admirable, and it's something that I'm trying to learn. Sushi, I'm forced to shop at the mall. I'm having bad mental. You're being forced to shop at the mall. Get out of the mall. Go to forest. um, but yeah, so I was told to hug stranger people a lot when I was a kid, and I was like, my boundaries were always stripped away a lot as a child in many, many ways that I don't want to get into too many details here. One day I will share some of my story with you guys, and some of you have heard some of it. But basically, I was taught not to have boundaries, you know, and a lot of us are, you know, so a lot of us are, you know. I'm being forced. Hope you all have a good mental health Monday. Thank you so much, Flower. Thank you. So yeah, we're all trying to be accommodating, and our parents sometimes are trying to be accommodating. Not our parents are trying to not offend people because they, you know, oh, you know, the kid is not comfortable hugging or being together and whatever, right? So we are not taught boundary as kids. So somehow, you know, we become adults, and then we're expected to magically know how to set a healthy emotional boundary. Like, when exactly was that lesson? Um, and it was never there. We were never taught to have boundaries as a kid, and that's why I teach my kid about boundaries a lot, but they don't see it how it affects us long term. No, they don't. And you know what? Where's my water? Oh my gosh, where's my water? I'm gonna go get my water. Oh, it's right here. There you go. Ah. Yeah, so okay, I'm gonna get comfy again. I forgot to put my water right beside me. I wanna get comfy with my pillow here. I love hugging my pillow and getting comfy, you know? They don't know, and you know what? I'm gonna tell you this. As a parent, I feel like I feel like as we grow as children that are you know, thank you for the stretch, Joe. Um, as we grow as children that are becoming adults, and we learn things through pain a lot of times, and um, I will get the puppy in a second, Joe. Uh, Hi, Furiosa. Hello. Hi. You know, we learn how to become to not make the same mistakes, and sometimes you know, it's hard to have a balance and stuff about that too. But I feel like my parents had it even worse than me, and I feel like we're all kind of progressing and evolving as time goes, and we talked about breaking generational trauma here before, and it's important for us to break that generational trauma as adults, having children of our own, right? So we learn through their mistakes from generations, right? Hi Fury, how did you sleep? Oh yeah, Furiosa was up late last night. I was lurking on her stream. Yeah, and then I eventually had to close my laptop and go to bed. But yeah, so sometimes boundary feels wrong based on how we grew up and how, you know, our parents have treated us. So uh, and I felt a lot of times it's been a growth thing for me myself. to I will get the puppy. Actually, the puppies are in the bedroom. Little Lizzie. Um, and sometimes we're taught that having boundaries, it's like mean and selfish. Even if they're healthy, sometimes when we're young, we're not taught that, right? So, and poor boundaries, they don't always look like super dramatic or super huge or anything like that. Sometimes it's just like we're always the nice one, or the reliable one, or always the easygoing one, or the strong one, you know. And that to me was a big one, always the strong one. And or like the person that everybody always goes to, and the person is always holding the baggage and everything like that, you know. So and at first that can feel pretty good, you know. People appreciate you, they need you, they depend on you, and you got to be the helpful one, right? And but to be honest, being needed can feel validating, and it can make you feel important too, you know. See you later, Joe. See you later. And it can make you feel important and loved, right? And safe. But there has to be a big balance there when it comes to that, right? Because sometimes being needed can really become a trap. It can become a big trap, and you get kind of like imprisoned by that, you know. I don't know if you can relate to this or not, because if your worth starts getting tired, um, if our worth becomes tied to feeling worthy or useful, or then we're saying then say no starts to feel dangerous, right? And that's not good. Then it becomes hard to say no, and I had a hard time for the longest time say no. I do struggle say no. And sometimes the fact that I'm speaking this out loud, and some people hear it and they know that I have a hard time saying no, and they take advantage of that, right? Because they know that it is a limitation that I have. And you know, sometimes I have cut a lot of people off my life. I lost a lot of friends because, you know, I have noticed that in them, and I put a huge foot down. You know, it's all part of growth, right? Little by little. And then when you make that move to finally say no to something that really is not comfortable for you, even saying no is uncomfortable, but then saying yes is even more uncomfortable. You know, it is a full sentence. It is a full sentence, you know. So, and sometimes it can like, some people might lose some meaning in their lives by saying no, because they are so attached to that, right? Because they say, oh, if I stop helping, who am I? If I stop fixing, what value do I bring to you know, to the table and whatever. Yes, my sister once told me, the more you help and give, the more they will keep taking. Yes. And sometimes when you're vulnerable, like your real friends, they would take note on that. But the leeches, the suckers, the vampires, they were like, now I know exactly where to get her. She's being vulnerable with me, you know? And I've had even family take advantage of that. I was vulnerable. I'm like, listen, when you do this, this is how I act. And like, this is what it's me being so raw, so real. And they took advantage of it, you know. And so people say all the time, don't share too much about yourself, don't share too much about your weaknesses. I have a hard time because I like to communicate in a healthy way. I'm a real person, and it hurts me sometimes, you know. But yeah, and it's like, you will know who your real friends are when you are vulnerable, and they take note and they respect that vulnerability, that boundary that you set, you know. And you don't have to explain yourself all the time. This is another thing that I do a lot. It's to explain myself and the whys of the no. And I was just like, no, that's it. No, I can't. I'm sorry. Done, you know? So, yeah. And we avoid saying no because we like to please people, we like to see people happy, because we've felt sad. We've been on the end that needs help, right? And we are there too, but not everybody's always there to to reciprocate, you know, that help. And so, and then sometimes it's just a one-sided thing, which can be complicated and it can hurt you, right? So yeah, we all have fear of disappointing people, and we all have fear of rejection. Sorry, I'm just picking on my fingers. And so yeah, I have a video though, and the video is how to set healthy boundaries. Okay, and then I have another video that it's this dark side of empathy when too much understanding hurts. And then the other one is 6 signs you're not selfish, it's empathy burnout. And then 5 stages of burnout and how to recognize them. Okay, I should actually show this right now. I don't know why I'm not. Oh, why is this not on? Oh geez. Oh, the music changed. Ah, the music changed, and it was a deep couldn't really hear much of the music. But here we go. So let's do this. Hey PK Slack, how you doing? Welcome in. Thanks for stopping by. Hey yo, hi yo, hey yo. Welcome in. Okay, so I'm going to pause this one, and then I'm going to put how to set healthy boundaries. I sure need to listen to this one, even though I have gotten so much better at it. So much better. And I'm gonna tell you this, streaming helped me a ton. But it went low before it came up. It was just like, oh my gosh, I kept saying yes to everybody and this and this and this and this until I started getting to a burnout stage, which I'm kind of a little bit burned out, but not just because of streaming. There's like a lot of real life stuff too going on that it takes a lot sometimes. But you gotta know how to recognize that stuff and to do something about it, So anyways, I'm gonna play this video for you guys. All right.
The problem with saying no is that we find it difficult to say it firmly. Sometimes, even if we say no, people don't believe us because of how we say it. So, here are 5 steps you can take for your no's to be seen as real boundaries. Number 1, check in with yourself. We grew up thinking that helping others is a selfless act, but self-care is not selfish. Checking in with ourselves is one way we know how we actually feel about any situation. Assess what you are getting into and see if it aligns with who you are and what you believe in. Knowing what you need and who you are is the key to making the right decisions, because it is only you who knows yourself best. Number 2, believe in your skills and capacity. Often, our yeses are the result of feeling inferior. Self-efficacy, a person's belief that they can succeed in their endeavors, helps us build self-confidence. This can help you create goals and know which direction you need to go. Believing you have the capacity and the skills will give you more confidence in setting boundaries. When you know your skills, you will be able to stand firm and not be directed to do whatever others want. Number 3, set boundaries fairly. A no is a no. Now that you are reminded of your priorities and skills, you need to start to set those boundaries without exception. Saying no should apply equally among colleagues, peers, and even family. Putting these boundaries in place fairly will let people know your priorities are non-negotiable. Not making excuses for anyone will gain respect from others and let them know that you are true to your boundaries. Number 4, offer alternatives. If people find it hard to solve their issues without your help, then offer alternative solutions. You can maybe give them a timetable or appoint another person to do it for you. This will reiterate your boundaries and will help people realize which favors you can and cannot help with. Number 5, just do it. There is no greater practice than to just do it. You'll never be able to truly understand your limits and your priorities unless you practice it. Start with the small stuff, like saying no to a weekend trip with your friends because you're too tired from work. Then say no to your family when they ask you for your time during a very important time in your career. When you start doing this, you'll understand what you truly want, how people will react, and how you'll handle it better the next time. Boundaries are difficult to create. We never want to miss out on anything, and we want to impress people and make them think we can do it all. But we are only human and have limits or boundaries that keep us safe and protected. It may be tempting to say yes to every single opportunity or request, but the major yes should be to yourself and your priorities. So remember, sometimes saying no is the best yes you can give yourself. Can you relate to any of these points? Let us know in the comments below. Also, feel free to share this video with others who might benefit from it. As always, the references used are listed in the description box below.
Yeah, right. So PK, very interesting that that you can relate to this so much. It's very interesting, right? That you're like, the universe kind of brought you here to this conversation, and I would love for you to give us some insights if you have them to share, and if you don't mind sharing, because yeah, empathy can hurt you, you know, at some point, and like lack of boundary can be tough, you know. So actually, I have no, I don't have my headphones. It's okay. If you can hear, oh my gosh, echo from my speakers, let me know, guys. But yeah. Yeah, no, saying no is really important. And for the longest time, I would get myself in worse situations. When I first came to Canada, especially 20 years ago, 23 years ago, I got myself in situations that I'm surprised I'm still alive, you know? Got myself into trouble because I couldn't say no because I was afraid of, you know, just upsetting people and whatever. And that's, yeah, so eventually, you know, not saying no can lead to exhaustion, like really real bad exhaustion, not the kind of like I need a nap tired, like it's soul tired, your soul is tired, you know. It's the kind that when someone asks something tiny, like a little tiny thing, and you just want to go off into the woods and just freaking disappear from them and from all of society, right? And it's not because they're asking too much, it's because there has been so much building up, right? Or maybe because they're like the 50th person that needed something this week, right? And so that's what happens when overfunctioning becomes normal. You're overfunctioning constantly, and that's, oh my gosh, something that I have carried so much, you know, I've carried so much emotional weight, and that became normal for me until I started getting exhausted all the time. And then the worst part of it all is that eventually resentment will show up, right? And it's a sneaky one. The whole resentment is like an emotional gremlin. I was watching Gremlin last night with my son, actually. And so resentment don't usually show up in a dramatic way, you know, it will show up quietly. And it could be as simple as someone asking for help and you say, of course, putting aside, you know, why am I always the one? Why am I always the one showing up for everybody? What does everybody always come to me, right? So I tend to shy away from saying no because I often think that I don't have value unless I help others. Ha! Yes, this is as I was saying a little earlier. You get used to having that label, right? Combined with a genuine desire to be helpful and kind, I can very easily give too much energy until I start burning out and or building resentment. Yep, that's right. That's you spoke it all in there, Slack. Yes. By the way, you don't slack. You help people, and you do. We do have genuine desires to help people. I think we all do. We all have that in us, you know. But I think that as empaths, we can really carry that a lot. And being an empath is very. It can be hard. It's a beautiful thing, but it can be also very difficult because sometimes you can walk into a room, and you can feel everybody's energy. It's like, oh, you know. And I was, you know, my friends here, everybody that knows me well here on chat knows that I want to help everybody all the time, and now I just want to. Oh, Haas, thank you so much for giving Slack a sub. I appreciate that. Now he won't have commercials anymore, although like I did put the commercials on the very minimum, even though it keeps showing up all the time. I know people like pushing, you know, postpone, like delay and whatever, you know, like how do you say skip ad? Yeah. Yes, that part can be good or bad. For sure. And I think anti-bubbles, it's us having that balance with ourselves. We have to be kind to ourselves, and we have to have a balance. Sometimes we might give too much, but we can't give from an empty cup. We just like, oh my gosh, a while ago I showed a video about like, yeah, you can't give what you don't have, right? And sometimes like we give so much of ourselves that our cup is empty, and we have to refill it. We have to take that time to refill it. Otherwise we're gonna have a burnout, right? So it's important to learn to have that balance, and this is something that it's been really important for me, and streaming has been helping me with that. At first it wasn't helping, it was just very overwhelming until I took the time. I struggle so much with turning kindness inward, like being kind to yourself and having self-love. Yes, I know. Yeah, I know. It's tough. It's tough. And the resentment is real. It's real. And the resentment mostly is with ourselves. Jeez Louise, what the heck was that? There was something fell over there. It's mostly with ourselves, because we're not like, oh, why didn't I say no? I could have said no. It wouldn't have done anything, and now I'm trapped in this whatever thing that is going on. And so it can be tricky. It can be tricky. You have to try to balance it out. And this is something, and this is why I chose this topic for this week, Mental Health Monday, because I struggle with that a lot. I am getting better, 100%. I'm getting better, but it's still it's a work in progress all the time. And even though I might progress a bit here, a situation might happen here that might make you all the way back and be like, okay, we got to work on it again. We got to start again and get work on it. And it is a work in progress. So what's bad too is when your cup is empty and people still expect you to pour them something, then get mad or upset when you can't. And that happens. That can happen. That can happen. But I'm gonna tell you this right now: real friends won't do that. Okay, okay. I shouldn't say that, because sometimes real friends can do that, but they will understand, at some point that you can't. And so, yeah. But I feel like there's givers and there's takers in a general way, but I feel like when it comes to my close friends, and I'm gonna tell you this, my close friends are all online friends. My real close friends, they're all, my crazy guys over here that I love so much. And we give each other, and this is why it works. We've had so many, ups and downs, but we always come back to the basics, and we always respect each other. We treat each other with respect, and nobody takes more than anybody. It's a balanced environment for all of us, and it's beautiful, and I really love it. I love you guys so much. It's some of us are closer than others, but like it's a beautiful environment that we have. We are understanding of each other, and we really, we help each other out a lot through a lot of moments we have. And so, like, yeah, I'm very blessed. I was telling Max last night, because I said again, Max mentioned that last night was the 1 year that we first met, and that we became we became really good friends. And the really cool thing about our friendship is that sometimes some of us, we have stuff happening in our life, and we don't communicate as much. But then when we do get together, it's just like an awesome time. But we don't pressure each other into anything. We don't pressure each other to talk, to call, to like for text or for games or anything like that. We understand that we have stuff going on, and there's no pressure, right? So this is the really beautiful thing that I really appreciate all my close friends, is that understanding and the no pressure. Because I think when friends put pressure on each other, it can lead to resentment, it can lead to burnout, it can lead to a lot of things. And so, yeah, it's important. And this is why, I lost some people this year, because of that and because of other things too. And I feel like this year has been a big growth year for me, and I think a lot of us, because I'm not the only one that got hurt by all of those things. A lot of us did. There was a lot of we lost some really nice people that, but these things, they happen. Fortunately, I have friends who provide accountability without pressure. That's amazing. Those are the people that you should be sticking around. And that's when you build your circles, right? You build your circles around the people that, we can give, but they're not going to overtake, and they're not going to give you pressure, right? And there's accountability, which is, I'm sorry, I was not having a good time, and this is, it's not over explaining, but people understand. If they really love you and they care for you, they'll understand that you're going through things. We all go through things. It's life. We all go through stuff a lot, right? Life happens and things happen, and we all go through ups and downs and hurt, and this all happens in life eventually at some point. And if you're friends with each other for long enough, eventually some of these things are gonna come and happen to us, as people. And we're gonna have people there for us, that care for us, and they will show up. Yes, for sure. And like, oopsie, where's my thing? Oh, there you go. And like I was saying, so sometimes we, yeah, thank you. So when it comes to relationships and friendships, right? Sometimes when direct communication feels scary, that's where passive aggressive exhaustion shows up, right? The nothing's wrong when everything's clearly wrong energy, and the dramatic sighing, you know, the must be nice to have free time kind of thing, commented, the emotionally exhausted, text reply kind of stuff. He said deep breath, not sniffs. Whew. Yeah, deep breaths. Gonna drink some water. Yeah, for sure. Because sometimes, saying I can't do this can feel harder than saying yes and secretly being furious later, you know? And so it's important to do that. And one of the saddest things weak boundary can do is make you lose yourself. You can lose yourself, and little by little, your whole life becomes about everyone else's needs, their schedules, their emotions, their problems, until someone asks, what do you want? And you generally don't know. You don't know. And sometimes people, what can I do to help? And you're like, I don't know. And like, you don't know how to ask for help. You don't know how to let people help. And it's like, holy shit, it's really painful. It can become really painful and really hard, because some people become used to adapting, helping, caretaking, fixing, and that, our own identity gets blurry in the middle of it, So what if they're deep sniffs? No, not enough. I have my allergies are kicking my butt today. The pressure changed in the whole area. We were in a drought for a while here, and then today we have low clouds, and we had really strong winds earlier, and then now it's finally raining, which is really good. It's raining. I'm so happy it's raining right now because we need rain. We've been in drought already. It's not even summer. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So yeah. Yeah, but I've been yapping here, guys. But thank you for listening. So all of this stuff happens to to the strong friends, and the listener, the helper, the stable one, the unpaid unpaid text, emotional tech support. We come here to listen to you, kind of the point. Being a mom for the last 29 years, I have been having to make major adjustments with all of them out of the nest finally this year. It's rough. Oh, yeah. I have a ways to go into my guy's out of the nest. He's only 9 now. But the adjustments, and as they created their own personality, and this is like huge for me. Holy, this is like really big for me. As a parent, I have to have strong boundaries with my kid, you know, and it's just the two of us here. And so sometimes it's I don't have the father to say, hey, don't talk to your mother that way. I have to stand up for myself. And sometimes I have friends like Doug, my Canadian dad. He's like, you don't talk to your mom that way when he's around. He's moving away, but that's okay. Yeah, but you know, I don't have anyone to protect me when it comes to, you know, him growing up and, you know, talking back and all that stuff. I have to do it myself, and I have to be really careful because I am the role model for him, you know. Without them around. Oh yes, now it's the whole other phase, right, Lady Debbie? The whole other phase that you're gonna be going through now. It's yes, they have their wings and they're finally getting out of the nest, right? Great role model for the record. Thank you, Cheeks. Thank you very much. You're a sweetheart to say that. I appreciate it. Yeah, thank you guys, thank you. Yeah, thank you so much, I appreciate it. That's very kind of you to say. Oh gosh, yeah, my whole desk. Jeez. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna play one more of the videos. We had how to set healthy boundaries. We are gonna go this Lady Debbie, I thought of you when I saw this video, and so, and there's a lot of empath people here, and so this is good. This is really good. I'm gonna actually, I have to pause this real quick. So let's have a look at the dark side of empathy, the dark side of empathy, when too much understanding hurts. Yes, let's do it. Let's do it. Yeah.
Today, we're talking about the dark side of empathy and how being too understanding can actually be harmful. Make sure you don't skip our bonus tip at the end of the video. This vital piece of advice will be key in managing your empathy wisely, ensuring it benefits rather than harms you. Stay tuned as we discuss how to maintain empathy in a healthy, balanced way. 1. Emotional burnout. Emotional burnout is a state of physical, emotional, and mental exhaustion caused by prolonged stress. It manifests in symptoms like fatigue, irritability, decreased motivation, and a sense of detachment or cynicism. While empathy is generally viewed as a positive trait, when it's excessive, it can become a fast track to burnout. This is especially true for individuals who constantly absorb the emotional turmoil of others, leading to overwhelming stress and exhaustion. Consider the case of healthcare professionals, often cited in studies, who experience high levels of empathy daily. Their continuous exposure to patients' suffering can lead to what is known as compassion fatigue, a specific form of emotional burnout. This isn't limited to medical personnel. Anyone who frequently deals with emotional labor can find themselves in a similar predicament. To prevent this, it's crucial to recognize the early signs of burnout. These can include feeling drained after interactions, dreading situations that require emotional engagement, or noticing a persistent sense of fatigue that doesn't improve with rest. By acknowledging these signals early, individuals can take proactive steps to mitigate burnout. Strategies to combat burnout include setting emotional boundaries, practicing self-care routines, and seeking support when needed. It's about understanding your emotional limits and not exceeding them. Creating a balance between empathy for others and self-preservation is key to maintaining emotional health and avoiding the pitfalls of burnout. 2. Impaired decision-making. Over-identification with others' emotions can significantly impair decision-making. When empathy turns into an echo chamber of someone else's feelings, it clouds judgment, leading to decisions that might not be in one's best interest or that of the broader situation. This over-empathy can cause individuals to lose sight of the bigger picture, making choices based on immediate emotional reactions rather than rational consideration. Consider a manager who consistently overlooks an underperforming employee's mistakes simply because they deeply empathize with the employee's personal struggles. While kindness is commendable, this scenario can lead to a decline in team performance and morale, demonstrating how excessive empathy can result in suboptimal decisions. To maintain objectivity while being empathetic, it's essential to establish emotional boundaries. Recognizing that understanding someone's feelings doesn't necessitate taking on those emotions as your own is crucial. Techniques like reflective listening can help. By focusing on the other person's message rather than immersing oneself in their emotions, one can offer support without losing objectivity. Additionally, taking a step back to assess situations from multiple perspectives can prevent empathy from overshadowing critical thinking. Developing a habit of checking in with oneself to differentiate between one's own emotions and those absorbed from others can also aid in keeping empathy balanced and decision-making clear. 3. Relationship imbalances. Too much empathy in relationships can lead to a dynamic where one person is always the giver, constantly attuned to the other's needs and emotions, often at the expense of their own well-being. This imbalance can create a cycle where the empathetic individual becomes drained, and the relationship feels one-sided, lacking the mutual support that characterizes healthy relationships. In such relationships, the empathetic person may find themselves always on the receiving end of their partner's problems, acting as an emotional buffer or caretaker, rather than an equal partner. Over time, this can lead to resentment, a sense of being undervalued, and emotional exhaustion. Establishing boundaries is crucial to prevent these imbalances. This means learning to say no, recognizing that you don't have to fix everything for your partner, and understanding that it's okay to prioritize your own emotions and well-being. It's about communicating your needs clearly and allowing space for your own emotions within the relationship. Practicing self-awareness is also key. Being mindful of when you're overextending yourself emotionally can help you identify when to step back and reassess your boundaries. It's important to remember that offering empathy doesn't mean you have to solve every problem or bear every burden. A balanced relationship allows both partners to share, support, and uplift each other without one person's needs overshadowing the other's. I hope this video is resonating with you. If it is, could you take a moment to support us? Hitting like, dropping a comment, or subscribing makes a big impact. It's more than just numbers for us. It's about building a community, so thank you for being here. 4. Loss of self. When you consistently put others' emotions ahead of your own, you risk losing touch with your own needs, desires, and sense of self. This constant focus on others can blur the lines of your identity, leading to a situation where your own feelings and aspirations take a backseat, and you define yourself through the lens of others' experiences and needs. To counter this, cultivating self-awareness is crucial. This involves taking time to connect with your own feelings and recognizing your needs and boundaries. Regular self-reflection can help you understand what truly matters to you and identify when you're compromising too much of yourself in the service of others. Self-care is another essential aspect. It's not selfish, it's necessary. Engaging in activities that you love and that replenish your energy can help maintain a strong sense of self. Whether it's pursuing a hobby, practicing mindfulness, or simply allowing yourself moments of quiet and relaxation, these practices can help you stay grounded in who you are. Being empathetic doesn't mean you have to lose yourself in others. It's about finding a balance where you can be supportive and understanding while also honoring your own emotions and identity. By nurturing your self-awareness and committing to self-care, you can ensure that your empathy enriches your relationships without eroding your sense of self. 5. Empathy fatigue. Empathy fatigue occurs when continuous emotional engagement, particularly in the context of caring for or empathizing with others, leads to a diminished capacity to empathize. Unlike emotional burnout, which affects overall energy and motivation, empathy fatigue specifically targets one's ability to feel and express empathy. It's like a well of compassion running dry, not because one doesn't care, but because one has cared too much without replenishment. To combat empathy fatigue, it's vital to recognize its signs, feeling numb to others' emotions, or indifferent to situations that would typically elicit a compassionate response. Acknowledging this isn't a sign of failure, but a signal to take care of oneself is the first step in rejuvenation. Incorporating regular breaks into daily routines, especially in professions or roles that demand high emotional output, is crucial. These breaks can be as simple as a few minutes of solitude, stepping outside for fresh air, or engaging in a brief activity that shifts your focus. Practicing mindfulness and grounding techniques can also help recalibrate your emotional center. Activities like deep breathing, meditation, or yoga can foster a sense of inner calm and help replenish your emotional reserves. Protecting yourself from empathy fatigue isn't just about avoiding negative feelings. It's about actively engaging in practices that nourish your emotional well-being. This proactive approach ensures that your capacity for empathy is sustainable, allowing you to care for others without losing yourself in the process. 6. The importance of selective empathy. Being selective with empathy isn't about caring less. It's about caring smartly to ensure your mental health and well-being don't suffer. Just as a financial advisor recommends diversifying investments to reduce risk, diversifying how and where you invest your emotional energy can prevent empathy fatigue and emotional burnout. This strategic approach allows you to maintain your capacity for compassion without becoming overwhelmed. To practice selective empathy, start by recognizing that not every battle needs your emotional investment. Identify situations and relationships where your empathy will have the most positive impact, both for others and yourself. This discernment doesn't mean you become indifferent, but rather that you choose engagements that align with your emotional capacity and values. Setting clear emotional boundaries is another critical strategy. Understand your limits and communicate them assertively. If a particular situation is too draining, or if someone's demands on your empathy are too high, it's okay to step back. This isn't selfishness, it's self-preservation. Finally, cultivate self-awareness. Regularly check in with yourself to assess your emotional state. If you feel drained or notice signs of empathy fatigue, it's a signal to reassess where your emotional energy is going and make necessary adjustments. By being selective with your empathy, you can ensure that your compassion is sustainable, allowing you to support others effectively while also taking care of yourself. For our bonus tip, we encourage you to utilize professional support. Seeking guidance to manage the impacts of excessive empathy is a proactive step toward maintaining your emotional health. Therapists, counselors, and support groups are equipped with the tools and understanding to help you navigate the complexities of your emotions, ensuring that your empathy remains a strength and not a source of distress. Engaging with a professional can provide you with strategies to balance your empathy, prevent burnout, and maintain healthy relationships. These experts offer a neutral perspective, which can be invaluable in understanding your emotional patterns and triggers. They can help you develop skills to set boundaries, recognize early signs of empathy fatigue, and implement self-care practices tailored to your needs. Seeking help is a sign of strength and self-awareness, not a weakness. It demonstrates a commitment to your well-being and a desire to sustain your ability to empathize without compromising your mental health. Support groups also offer the added benefit of connecting with others who may be experiencing similar challenges, providing a sense of community and shared understanding. In a world that often demands so much of our emotional selves, professional support can be a crucial resource in ensuring that you remain balanced and healthy. By valuing and seeking this support, you affirm the importance of your emotional well-being and take an essential step in nurturing your capacity for empathy in a sustainable way. Next, let's talk about the problems only highly sensitive people understand, or dive into the power of saying no and setting healthy boundaries. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe for more.
The power of saying no. Oopsie, let me, okay, I gotta close this guy. Put this guy back up. The power of saying no, it is a power. It's like, it's hard sometimes as empaths to say no. It's hard. It's actually really hard. And it's funny, I saw actually a little, you know, reel, how do you say, the shorts or whatever. And it's like, this girl is like curled up, she's like, and it says my nervous system, you know, after I said no to driving someone 4 hours away or whatever, something like this. And it's true, because your nervous system goes like, oh my gosh, and you're like, oh yes, I said no, but it's like, I said no, yes, woohoo, I said no, woohoo, let's go, you know. I literally responded to a message I shouldn't have during that video. Not a great at saying no. I know, right? Oh my gosh. Okay, sorry. Hold on. My nose is so itchy. Really itchy nose because of the stupid allergies. Yeah. Anyways. Morning player, how's it going? Saying no is taking control. Gotta do it sometime. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. Can't say yes to everything. Can you like? You can't say yes to you know, things that are not going to be depleting you all the time, because you know, burnout is not just work stress. Burnout comes from the stuff too. Like, burnout is not just like deadlines and emails and corporate suffering and all that stuff. You know, emotional burnout can come from relationships, it can come from friendships, and from relatives, you know, family, caregiving, always being the strong one, always being available, always being needed, that can all lead to burnout, which is like the second thing about it, you know. And like emotional burnout, it gets missed a lot because from the outside it looked just moody and irritable, detached, less patient, less warm. And a lot of people have noticed that when I get close to burnout, I do change a lot. I sound a very short wick, you know, and I sound cold. Um, that went how I knew it would. I gotta learn not to answer those messages. Yeah, not all the time. You do get better at it, 100%. 100%, Richard. As you can say no respectfully, so the other party has to take it. I find it more respectfully. You say no, they use it. It is too. And you know, the people that are supposed to be around you, they will understand the no. And if they don't understand the no, then they need to take care of themselves. You know, too. They need to take care of their own selves, in a way. Yeah. Why is it doing that? So, oh my sushi, I'm the same. I'm like, why is my tone coming out this way? Oh my gosh, yes. A lot of people think I'm being like angry or mad or anything. You know, it's just or something like that. It's not. It's not that. We don't. We don't. We are kind. We have so much kindness in our heart, and we really deeply want to help people. It's just the resentment is like you're resenting yourself from not saying no, or not answering the phone, or not answering the text, or you know. And this is something I'm like, I don't need to look at it right now. I even like switched a lot of my notification off. A lot. I think the only notification I have on right now is like text messages and Discord. Everything else is off on my phone. So yeah, and that has, you know, every once in a while when I have time, I'll go check Snap, see what people sent, and I'll, you know, if there's a little number on the app or whatever, I'll go check to see, you know, if there's something important, stuff like that. But if there's something important, people know that if they call twice, it will, you know, go over the thing. You know, I have a certain people that are, you know, but honestly, yeah. Women also get called angry when they are being assertive. My daughter is 4 years old. I hope she's an assertive woman in the future. You can help her with that, Richard. You can definitely help her with that. We can teach her the tools. 100%. You can, you know? And this has been, from me, with my son, a big, because my kid was born a giver. You know, since he was little, you know, whenever he was playing with another kid, he would just, the first thing he did when he met another kid is like hand a toy to them, while the other kids were like, no, it's my toy, I'm not sharing. He would, you know, share. He's always been sharing, and he's always been kind and understanding since he was very little, like very young age. And, you know, and a lot of little other kids took advantage of it, you know. And this is something I'm absolutely training her best I can. Yeah, just guide her as much as you can, just like I'm guiding my kid. He doesn't have to keep giving. I can't teach him that. No, he is giving by nature since he was little. Since he started hanging with other kids, he's been very, 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 very giving and kind, and very much an empath, which, you know, I'm you know, and it's I can do. I'm trying my best to guide him, you know, that way. So yeah, so like a lot of times emotional burnouts gets missed, you know. Yeah, and like sometimes a lot of people think we're being cold. I wonder where that he learned that from. But how did he learn from me so little though? Jeez, I know. So it's not that we're becoming cold when we stand up for ourselves. We're becoming depleted. We're becoming, you know, different. That's why we got angry and we got, you know, a little bit snap. You know, we snap a little bit. You know. Yes, we love an empowered little lady. And yes, I feel it's so important for kids to learn to stand up for themselves, as well as give them the tools to be kind, for sure. Could be epigenetics. Oh yes, epigenetics. 100% cyber. Coca. Mi coca loca. So have you ever snapped at someone over something super tiny and then later realized it wasn't about that moment at all? Like someone said, "Can you pass the remote?" and internally you scream, "Absolutely not. Why is everyone asking me for something right now? Get up and go get the remote control," kind of thing, you know? And that's burnout. That's burnout. Yeah. Yes, and that happens. That's when you're burning out. That's when it's time to just kind of like take care of yourself for a bit, take a step back, you know? And I don't know if you guys noticed at all. I mean, a lot of you have, but I have not been streaming much at all the past couple of months. I have not. I've been focusing on the mental health streams and the monthly events like the customs and sometimes, you know, the karaoke nights and Jackbox. I've been doing the monthly things, but I have not been doing my own stream for a while, you know. Spooky Sundays have been kind of, you know, shoved to the side for now. So, but it's okay. I'm trying to take care of myself a little bit. And we do feel bad, Cyber. We do feel bad. We do feel bad. We do. We feel bad, and it's like, you know, we feel shitty inside because we don't like treating people like that. We don't like, you know, snapping. I don't like snapping. I really don't like snapping at people. And it happens from time to time. And you know, a lot of times, you know, yeah, it kind of sucks that way. Have to take time for ourselves when we need to. 100% anti-bubbles, for sure. You know, I'm trying to figure out a different schedule for me because summer is around the corner, and I like spending time outside in the summer. And last summer, I was on that streaming, you know, momentum. I didn't take the kayak out once. I didn't go fishing once. I went camping just one time when I usually go camping a lot more and go on road trips a lot more. So I didn't do a lot outside. I was very much in here, you know, growing the community and growing streaming and figuring out the streaming thing and learning about it all, you know. So I do want to, for sure, this summer do more outdoor stuff, and I want to implement that in some of my streams too, especially the mental health Monday streams. I would love to have a mental health Monday outside one day when, you know. Yeah, for sure, 100%. But I do enjoy streaming though. I do. Oh, I definitely will. I definitely will be sharing, and yeah. You know what would be really cool? I would love to get like oh my gosh, I was gonna say Skynet again, but it's not Skynet. It's the Elon Musk internet thing, the satellite internet. What's it called again? I keep saying Skynet. It's not Skynet. It's Cybernet. No, Starlink. Starlink. Thank you. Yeah, it would be really cool to get Starlink because where I live, we don't have service in a lot of areas. It's kind of like, I know, it's kind of like pretty remote, you know, when we're in like towns and cities. Even in some towns you don't have a lot of service. And even in like where I am right now, it is a small city. Even though it is a city, some roads don't have service, you know. That would be bad. You know, it would be bad. Oh my gosh, it would be bad. Yes. I know what Skynet is. But I would love to like have Starlink and go out to nature and do, you know, my foodie Friday in a campfire somewhere remote, or like go fishing and cook the fish and all that, do a stream like that. I think that would be a lot of fun. This is all stuff that I really love to do, that I kind of shoved to the side, you know, a bit in my life. Yeah, but hello Shiggy. Thank you. Yeah, of course. Yes, take care of the daughter. Thank you for the lurk. Appreciate Foodie Friday with fresh caught fish. I know, right? Wouldn't that be fun? I think that'd be really fun. One of these days, you know? But at the same time, like, I do love my gaming and I love my gaming community. We are super tight to the core, but I would like to have a balance, into I'm playing with the paper here in my hand. Um, I would love to have a balanced, thing, Yeah. So like I was talking before, you know, if our emotional battery has been sitting at 2% for 6 months and something just opens, and someone just opened another app, you know, so burnout burnout to me looks like functioning from the outside when we're completely emotionally fried inside, for lack of words. Um, where we still go to work, we still function on a day-to-day basis, we still take care of our kids, we still take care of our pets, we still take care of the house, and we're still smiling. We still say I'm fine. We're always fine, always okay. So but internally you're static. You're kind of like, it's just different, right? And I see it kind of like a cycle, right? Someone asks for something, your nervous system says no, your mouth says yes, and you overextend it. You feel drained, you feel resentful, and you feel guilt for being resentful, and then you say yes again, right? Congratulations. You have subscribed to Emotional Burnout Premium. No cancellation button, no refunds. You know what I mean? And so let's think about this for a second. So fatigue. Oh my. Yes, it's true though, anti-bubbles, right? So if you talk about comparison fatigue, because some of the kindest people burn out hardest, right? And they do, we do, it happens, like the nurturing one that just says call me anytime, and caring is beautiful, empathy is beautiful, but empathy without boundaries can become self-abandonment, self-erasure, because if everyone else's crisis become your crisis, eventually you run out of emotional fuel, and you do, and you really, really, really do. That doesn't mean you don't care. It doesn't mean, that you don't love. It just means that you care without limits. There's no limit to how much you care and how much you give. And us humans, we're not built for unlimited emotional output, right? We don't have all of that. We don't have we can say, and there's a channel he's called Infinite Cup, and because we do have an infinite cup, but the amount, the high, the speed that your cup fills, in relate to how empty it gets, it can be hard. Sake, hello, welcome in. So sometimes, when we're burned out, we just feel emotionally checked out, and like, because your nervous system is an overload, right? And it's hard because we do get scared. We get scared when we're like that, right? And yeah, it's tough. So what I wanted to come across tonight is that healthy boundaries are not selfish. Okay, healthy boundaries are not punishment. They're communication. They're healthy. It's healthy, right? And healing doesn't mean becoming cold. Like, it means becoming honest. We have to be honest with ourselves. We have to be honest with other people. And so sometimes healing and all that starts with a little bit of a pause, right? Instead of just saying yes, you can just say something simple like, let me think about that, or let me check my schedule, or I'll get back to you. These are all really healthy words to say, instead of just saying, oh yeah, for sure, of course. Ugh. We do that so much. We don't even think about it. We just say, oh yeah, of course. You know what I mean? And all of those words would buy ourselves a little time. And it's not like we just say no. It would give us time to think a little bit, So So let's think about this. And we don't need to like apologize or anything, or like say a whole bunch of explanation when we say no. It just, it's just as simple as I'm not available, or that doesn't work out for me at this time, or I can't commit to that right now, and that's enough. You don't have to just say a bunch of stuff to explain yourself. I'm okay dealing with a little stomach bug, almost done. Oh no, Sink, I'm so sorry. I hope you feel better. I'm good. I've been on and off minute now. Thank you so much for stopping by. So yeah, like the whole over explaining, no, it's just like, this is not working out for me, this is not gonna work out, or this is, like, I can't commit to this right now, or just a simple response. You don't have to write an essay or anything like that, right? Because all that's doing is that I'm saying yes to what. So I'm saying yes to that I don't actually have the capacity for right now, where you know what I mean? So I just don't. So what do I miss, So yeah. And sometimes, like, when we're healing boundaries, like, it's not about saying no to other people, it's about saying yes to reconnecting with ourselves. And we have to normalize rest as well. And we have to normalize just putting ourselves first, which sometimes it can be hard to do. And we can't say yes to ourselves after a burnout. We can, but we should say before that, or after, emotional implosion, like an inner implosion, or crying in the shower. We have to do it before all of that happens, and like we have to just maintain that, and not just do the emotional repair, because the emotional repairs are harder repair to do when we allow ourselves to get to that point, right? And so I think that, like, a healthy boundary, it won't ruin relationships, it will improve them, it will make them stronger, so because I think that resentment destroys trust, and passive aggression destroys trust as well. And when you're burning out, when you're pretending you're fine, it will destroy trust, and it will destroy relationships, right? Healthy people can survive disappointment. We all can, right? And so I think that, yeah, I think it's important to think about all of that stuff. So if we're allowed, like, we are allowed to disappoint, and it's not if, like, we are allowed to disappoint people sometimes, and we're allowed to rest before we break, and we're allowed to have limits, and we are allowed to need space, and we are definitely allowed to say no. And being available all the time to people doesn't make us lovable, it just makes it more depleted with ourselves, right? Because our worth is not measured by how useful we are to people. It's worth by it's also not measured by how much emotional weight we're carrying from other people before we eventually collapse with ourselves. It's worthy because we exist, because we're us, so we exist, and that's our worth. So maybe all of our homework as people that have a hard time, setting boundaries, is that we're not going to become an expert in boundaries overnight tomorrow. It's not going to just happen overnight. It's gonna be work. We're just going to notice a few things, and we're going to notice one place where your ass has been hurting us, and one place where resentment has been trying to tell us something, and one place where our peace is quietly getting traded away. This small awareness creates big change, and choosing ourselves, honestly, it's not selfish. It's really self-respect, right? So I think it's important to think about that. I'm destroying this piece of paper here. I'm talking to you guys and destroying this little piece of paper. Yeah, I'm gonna actually throw this paper in the garbage so I stop fidgeting. Yeah. No more paper. Okay. So, yeah. I know fidgeting isn't bad. I know. Maybe I need a fidget toy. Maybe I need one of my, how do you call those things? The Rubik's cube thing. Yeah. It's just this is a subject for me that sometimes it's kind of hard to just express myself, dear Santa. I have lots of Rubik's cubes. um, but yeah, it's just like it's important for me. It's something that I'm growing on it, you know. Oh my gosh, it's Grandmaster Wrong. Master Wrong! Jimmo, thank you. Oh my gosh, you're bringing all your Fortnite people to a mental health cleanup. How you doing, Grandma? Thank you for the raid. Thank you so much. So, you're not working today? What's going on? I was there I saw you went live just before I went live, and I was just a little bit before. Yes, we love that mental health month. Yeah, thank you. Oh right, it is holiday. Happy. Oh, it's the. Oh my gosh, it's there's a name. Why can't I think about the name? It's like Remembrance Day in Canada, but it's Memorial Day. Memorial Day. Memorial Day. That's right. Yes, Memorial Day. Yeah, in Canada it's called Remembrance Day, but it's not now. Our Remembrance Day is in November. But yeah, happy Memorial Day, guys. Yes, it's oh my gosh, that would have been an amazing day to do the how do you say, the veteran one, but we're gonna do a veteran mental health Monday at some point here. In the meantime, we're talking about burnout and boundaries and empathy today. Yeah. I hope everybody's having a fantastic time today in their Memorial Day, holiday, no work day. Are you gonna go? I saw your Instagram today, Grandmaster Wrong. You're juggling. That looked really cool. I love that. And that camera was really good. You could see all the lights. It was really nice. You know. Yeah, guys, if you're not, oh, Sunday's practice day. That's cool. If you're not following Grandmaster Wrong, he's a juggler, Fortnite, Sweat, and you know he does juggle on stream sometimes. But we'll practice more right now. Actually, some more juggling. Oh, that's nice. Being really inspired lately. Oh, that's good. The inspired feeling feels so nice. I'm so happy you're having that. That's fantastic. I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy when people tell me they're inspired. I feel that in my chest, you know? When someone feels they're inspired, I feel that word just feels good, you know? When someone is inspired, it's a feeling it's a feel-good feeling. So I'm happy that you're inspired. That's amazing. Super happy for you. Yeah. Thank you again for the raid, Grandmaster Wrong. Master Wrong. We're gonna watch a video. It's a short video. It's what? Why doesn't it show? It's a 6-minute video. Oh yeah, it's right here. It's called 6 Signs You're Not Selfish. It's empathy burnout. Hi, K-Baby. Hello, K-Baby. Welcome in. How are you doing? Yeah, so welcome in, K-Baby. So yeah, we're going to watch that and check it out. Let me know, guys, what you think. And yeah, it's a 6-minute video, and I can't wait for you guys to tell me what you think about it.
Ever felt like you're running on empty, even when you're doing your best to care for others? Do you find yourself overwhelmed by the emotions of those around you, leaving you feeling drained and maybe even a little numb? It's easy to think you're just not cut out for this, that maybe you're broken or selfish, but let's set the record straight. Feeling emotionally exhausted doesn't mean you're weak or flawed. In fact, it often means you're incredibly empathetic. You care deeply about others, and that's a beautiful thing, but if you constantly absorb the stress and trauma around you, it can lead to burnout. Empathy burnout, also known as compassion fatigue or empathy fatigue, happens when you've absorbed so much of others' emotions that you can't deal with your own anymore. Think of it as your empathy muscles being overworked. You're still the caring, compassionate person you've always been, but right now you're just exhausted from it. With that said, here are some telltale signs you're suffering from empathy burnout, according to experts.
a strong sense of responsibility over others' emotions and suffering. Do you feel this after a friend vented to you about their woes? And even though you're not the one going through it, you can't help but feel overwhelmed and powerless. It's natural for empathetic people to feel overwhelmed, especially when they carry a strong sense of responsibility over other people's emotions and suffering. This combination can create a constant barrage of emotional input, making it feel like you're drowning in an ocean of other people's feelings. You may feel powerless because you can't fix everything, and that helplessness can turn into hopelessness. But you don't have to have all the answers. Remember, even therapists and counselors, trained professionals, are taught not to take on the responsibility of fixing their clients, but to support them in their journey. Trying to solve everyone's problems on your own can lead to burnout, as it stretches your emotional resources thin. It's okay to set boundaries and take a step back to focus on yourself when you need it. Feeling emotionally numb or disconnected. Normally, in an emotional crisis, you're the first one to offer a shoulder to cry on. But lately, you find yourself struggling to invest the same amount of time and energy on the problems of those around you. It's not that you don't care, it's that you're emotionally burnt out. It's hard for you to feel much of anything at all these days. According to psychologist Dr. Susan Albers, this feeling of numbness and detachment is both a result of and a defense mechanism against empathizing with people too much. It's your mind and body's way of asking you to take a break and recharge. Isolating yourself from others. When you're always taking on other people's feelings, you might find yourself pulling away from everyone. You may isolate yourself from your friends and family as a way to protect your already overtaxed emotions. When you do spend time with them, you may also struggle with relating to them the way you usually do. Even though you're constantly tuned into others' emotions, you might find it hard to relate to them. It's like being an observer rather than a participant in your own life. You might think, why can't I feel the way they do? But it's not you. It's the emotional overload talking. Feeling angry, sad, or depressed. Feeling angry, irritable, or sad when you're always attuned to the needs of feelings of those around you, it's natural to absorb some of their stress and pain. You might find yourself snapping at loved ones, feeling unusually moody, or just feeling down for no apparent reason. This emotional exhaustion can be closely tied to what's known as vicarious trauma. Vicarious trauma happens when you absorb the traumatic experiences of others, even if you didn't experience them firsthand. According to therapist Eddie Nathan, when you're constantly exposed to others' suffering, your brain can start reacting as if you're experiencing it yourself. Difficulty sleeping or constant racing thoughts. Have you been having trouble sleeping lately? You might find it hard to fall asleep because your mind won't stop racing. After all, empathy burnout doesn't clock out at bedtime. Thoughts about other people's problems, global issues, or even just your own worries can keep you up at night, no matter how hard you try to put it out of your mind. Inability to concentrate or be productive. When you're emotionally exhausted, simple tasks can feel overwhelming. You might find it hard to focus on work or even follow a conversation. It's like your brain is running on low battery and you struggle to think clearly, make decisions, and complete tasks. This can manifest as difficulty focusing, trouble remembering things, and a general sense of mental fog. Empathy burnout isn't a sign of weakness. It's a sign that you've been strong for too long. Constantly absorbing others' emotions without taking time to recharge can lead to this emotional exhaustion. If any of these signs resonate with you, know that you're not alone, and importantly, you're not broken. Empathy burnout is a real thing, and it's okay to acknowledge it. Being a compassionate person is a beautiful trait, but it's crucial to take care of yourself too, okay? Experts recommend setting boundaries, prioritizing self-care, seeking support, and cultivating self-compassion as effective strategies in restoring your well-being. Remember, you can't pour from an empty cup. Empathy without boundaries is self-destruction. So, fill yours up first. It's not selfish, it's necessary. So did this video emotionally resonate with you? Share your insights and experiences in the comments down below. And subscribe to our channel for more thought-provoking videos on mental wellness, like how to deal with burnout and 6 struggles only genuine empaths will understand. Don't forget to like and share this video before.
What do you guys think about that? Yeah. I have a little emergency here. Just a sec. Subscribe to it. Radio Mercy, hello. Yeah, no, they're great. And if you are on Shenanigans, like that's our server. And oh my gosh, blanket. Okay, so I do post all the videos. They're usually at the end of the day. So yeah. Unfortunately, that link is expired again, and it's funny because I did put a brand new link in there, but I will get a brand new link in there again. Not in there, in here on the chat. Stoned Gamer, how you doing? Thank you for the 2 biddies and the hands up thing. I love that. Love that so much. How are you doing? Oh yeah, I'm a raider from Grandmaster Hong too. That's funny. I came right back. I really like the video information and helpful. Thank you. Thank you. I have one more video actually. One more? I think it's one more. Oh yeah, the 5 stages of burnout. Radio Mercy, thank you for the 100 bits. And Stone Gamer, thank you for the 2 other bits. I appreciate it. Treasure train? What's the treasure train? What's the treasure train? I'm going to send a few of these to one of my friends that may help. Yeah, that's great. That's great. No, I like the Psych to Go. I really like the Psych to Go channel. It's very good, and I love the way she talks. It's very calming, you know. It's very calming. I actually have a bunch of the videos on boundaries. I just I had like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them, and I'm only playing 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. Oh, 6 of them are from Psych to Go. Yeah, they're just good. Complete level 1 and unlocks 35 off 5 subs or more. Oh, that's cool. Hoss! Thank you! Oh my gosh. Treasure train unlocked. That is interesting. I've never seen that before. Oh wow. That's kind of cool. You wanted to see, you're funny. That's interesting. Ooh. W bits. That's I've never seen that before. Is that like Haas, thank you again, 1,000 biddies. That's crazy. Thank you so much. Oh, I see. So during the hype train it has that. That's interesting. It's cool. That's cool. Thank you, Debbie. Thank you for the 100 bits. I appreciate that. Yeah. So guys, I had this. It's a hype train designed to make you spend more. Oh, I see. That's interesting. Is that a new thing? That must be a new thing. So for 3 minutes, you have, you know, I guess 35% off. That's pretty cool, actually. That's cool that they did that. Yeah, that's interesting. I've never seen that before. I'm glad, you know, it must be a new thing. I'm glad they're doing that. A year? Wow. I've never seen that before. That's new to me. Let's fucking go, let me. I've seen it a lot, but it's rare. Oh, it's rare. Oh my gosh, it's rare. Interesting. There we go. I gave 5 gifted subs since it's 35% off. Why not? You know, the community has given so much to me. Why not? So. Yeah. Yeah, I'm a weirdo a bit sometimes. It's okay. Thanks for the shout out, Dave. That's funny. That's funny, actually. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I need my inhaler though. I don't have my oh I do. Alright, I did bring it to one of the movies. I have it. Yeah. So in that aspect, okay, that we were talking about, sometimes because we are empaths, people with I know low boundaries and all that stuff, and we tend to attract more people that way, right? So it's something we have to kind of recognize that too, and then do the work to still be kind, still, you know, be there for people, but to also be there for ourselves, right? Hello, Snozy. Hello, welcome in. How are you doing? Welcome in. Thank you for first time chatter. Good. That's awesome. Thank you everybody for being here, by the way. I am going to play the last video, and then I'm gonna do a little what's going on in here. Every Monday we have mental health Mondays. Honestly. Oh, Dave, thank you. Dave, thank you so much. Oh, look at that. A lot more people here got it. Kiki Sweetie, Radio Mercy, Drama Queen. Thank you so much, Dave, for the 5 gifted subs. It's Mental Health Monday, so every Monday we have a different topic that we talk about. And today we're talking about empathy, burnout, and you know how sometimes when we give, sometimes when we overgive and we don't set the boundaries that we're meant to set. You know, they're supposed to be set on a regular basis. It can lead to burnout, emotional burnout, and all that. So that's what we're talking about today. Yeah. So yeah, so every Monday, that's we have different topics, and sometimes I have guests. Although today I was supposed to have a guest, and they went, like, some IRL stuff happened, and so they're not coming over today for the interview. But eventually, now we put that on hold for now because there was an emergency in her family, and so yeah. But I do have once a month, like, live guests here. Talking about different subjects, people that are kind of like expert in the subject that we are talking about. So yeah, today this is what we're talking about. Cyber Sassy, thank you. Some random geek, thank you for giving some random geek a sub. Appreciate that. Thank you, Cyber Sassy. Guys, thank you so much for being here. You're being so kind and so generous, and I'm grateful you're here today. Thank you, Coca. Oh, sorry, Sassy. Just Yeah. Okay. So, do you like? I said psychology as a hobby. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. W me, W me. I know. Sinister, thank you for the follow. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes, W follow for sure. Thank you so much for the follow, Sinister. I love that you study psychology. I study psychology too, like not in a school or anything, but I love psychology. I love to study, you know, behaviors and like what happens to your brain with this stuff, and you know, it's to me very important. Mass machine with the shark dancing guys. Nice, I love that. And then the stick dancing guys too. I love that. That's awesome. Cluster B disorders. Cluster B disorders. Wow, that's really interesting. A group of mental health conditions defined by dramatic, overly emotional, or erratic behaviors. Wow, I actually never heard of that. People with this disorder typically struggle with emotional regulation, impulse control, and maintaining stable relationships. Wow, all of this makes a lot of sense. Wow. Wow, yeah, oh my gosh, this makes so much sense. Borderline personality disorder, antisocial personality disorder, narcissistic I'm speaking too fast. Antisocial personality disorder, narcissistic personality disorder, histrionic personality disorder are all types of cluster B personality disorders. Very interesting. Very interesting. You have no, I never heard of it. Never heard of it. Cluster B. I've heard of all of those underlying personality disorders, but I didn't know they were all part of a cluster B personality disorder. But yeah, we've talked about a few of these here. That we talked about the narcissistic, not in I have to be very careful because I am not, you know, medical or anything like that. But I do, you know, read a lot and I do study a lot about this stuff. So I didn't have a disclaimer today, but I usually do when I talk about science and stuff. I have a disclaimer. Today we're talking about, you know, something that I don't think needs a disclaimer, to be honest. I'm not giving anybody any, you know, nothing like that. A cluster A, B, and C. Interesting. Oh my gosh, it's a kitty. That's cute. I love that. I am gonna be 100% honest with you. I have heard about these clusters, but I have never actually taken the time to see which ones are. Oh, look at that. That's interesting. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna look into this because this seems really interesting. Yeah. What are cluster C's? I'm curious. Persistent overwhelming feelings of anxiety, fear, and inhibition. I didn't know there were clusters. You know? Eccentric cluster A. Interesting. Very interesting. I gotta take a look at that more for sure. Oh yeah, this is what I love. You just sent sushi down. You did, because I'm like, oh my gosh, I know all these different things, but then I didn't know they were all put together into clusters. That's very interesting. So yeah, I saw that. Yeah, the cluster. What is it? The cluster A. That cluster is the erratic behavior, and then the cluster C is defined as persistent, overwhelming feelings of anxiety, fear, inhibition, dependent, obsessive, compulsive disorders. I'm definitely cluster C. If I'm to label that, you know? Yeah, interesting stuff. Really cool. You have a few alphabet disorders? I have a borderline and some other stuff myself. Wow. ADTV? What is HDTV? What is HDTV? I don't know what HDTV is. HDMI, low key? HDMI? Oh, okay. I know it's the plug. Oh my gosh, okay, never mind. Okay, I'm gonna show the video now. Oh my goodness. Oh, come on. I'm gonna put the 5 stages of burnout and how to recognize them. Okay, guys, it's a short video. And then we're gonna... Dave's been a smartass. Of course he has to be a smartass. Yes, it definitely is. For sure. Okay. Okay. Give it a cooler name for real. Snoozy. Oh my gosh. Okay, so. Oh no, hold on. I don't have the right thing here. Okay, hold on. Just a second. Sorry. TGFI, thank God it's Friday. Thank goodness it's Friday. I like that. He knows what's up. Snazzy. I don't know, is this Nazi? Is this Nazi? Sorry, English is not my first language. So I believe it's Snazzy. I have a... Okay, I don't put my invite up all that often, but if you want to join our server, I would love to have some more conversations with you about this stuff. It's that's the Discord link right there if you'd like to join. It's shenanigans, and we have a mental health area there. I post all of the videos after today in there too. We have a lot of fun, exciting events, you know, that we do in there. We do karaoke, Jackbox, movie nights, and we are creating a really nice community over there of like-minded people. So I have the link up for you if you're interested. And yo, it's okay. No, it's fine. No problem. Hopefully you come back and like we can... I like binding people. Yeah, I do. I like getting like-minded people together and like, you know, yeah. So anyways, okay, I'm gonna play this video and I hope you guys like it.
Burnout is your reaction to prolonged stress that leads to mental fatigue, emotional apathy, and physical exhaustion. While most people think of burnout as a result of too much work, it can also get to us outside the office. The phenomenon often unfolds in 5 stages and can push healthcare professionals, teachers, new parents, people with chronic conditions, and anyone who bites off more than they can chew to the brink of breakdown. It can present itself as follows. First, the honeymoon. You feel happy, motivated, and excited about your new challenge and, as a result, take on a lot of responsibilities. Then there is the onset of stress. The initial enthusiasm gets tempered by the realities of your daily routine. You first start feeling tired and then anxious about not being able to handle everything you signed up for. Slowly, signs of stress begin to surface, and you may develop a negative tunnel vision. Your limited capacity to pay attention to other things in life can lead to feelings of loneliness. Chronic stress becomes your constant companion, and even tiny new tasks can set you off in a spiral of either anxiety or rage. Life may now simply feel unfair, and a setback can feel like a personal attack or a deep injustice. Eventually, you are just exhausted or develop psychosomatic symptoms such as migraines or body aches. In your free time, you may now just want to shut down. When you eventually burn out, apathy can take over. In defense against chronic stress, your brain just stops caring. This is why your productivity plummets and you may become negative or cynical. Chronic headaches, insomnia, complete neglect of your own needs, or the desire to just drop out can become part of your daily routine. You reach habitual burnout when this stressful state becomes your new normal and you experience constant cognitive fatigue, physical problems, or a mood that alternates between apathy and anger. Eventually, you may feel trapped in a vicious cycle of despair with no way out. A diagnosis of major depression may be the first turning point towards your path to recovery. To fully heal from burnout can take months or even years. This is why recognizing symptoms early on is important, because then we can distance ourselves from the main stressor, create enough me time to cool down, and do whatever is necessary before it's too late. The psychologist Herbert Freudenberger, who coined the term, originally described the phenomenon as unfolding in 12 stages, but over time they were simplified to just 5. He defined burnout as fatigue that comes from caring too much for too long. What about you? Have you ever experienced any of the stages described in the video? If so, how did you recognize them and what did you do to overcome burnout? Please share your thoughts and strategies in the comments below. We relentlessly researched education for the past decade, read plenty of peer-reviewed papers, visited all sorts of schools, created hundreds.
Yeah, this is another good channel, Sprouts. So they do really good, little animated videos like this with good information for people to listen to and learn. So yeah, it is interesting, the stages of burnout and all that, right? Sometimes we don't realize, a lot of times we don't realize that stuff until we're like, okay, I gotta do something to change this, Yeah. So yeah, and I learned about burnout by Burning. Guilty. Yeah, but yeah, and next week I want to talk a little bit about not so much some about burnout, but I want to do something different next week, and you're all welcome to join. I'm going to prepare something today so that I have a week to prepare, but I want to give all of us streamers a chance to join me on VC and talk about this stuff, and so I want to have all of you guys that also stream share some of your experience as streamers, and how do you go about boundaries, how do you go about excessive streaming in a way that you end up burning out, and then sometimes you dread not to stream, and sometimes you go for a really long break, so I think these are important things, and I would love to hear from you guys. Anybody here that is a streamer, I would like to hear that from you next week. I'm going to be on a VC on the Shenanigans server, and I'm going to have a wait room where as I'm gonna give everybody when they're coming and everything, whoever wants to participate, and have everybody jump in on a VC with me, in like little 15-minute segment. It might be a little bit of a longer stream depending on how many people come, and that's okay. We're all welcome, and I think it's a very good, valid thing to kind of just hear everybody's perspective and experiences. I think it'll be a really cool thing to do. So that's the plan. So yeah. And yeah, so today I am going to be reaching out to Pink Melons again. She's live, and who doesn't love Pink Melons? This is a really great. I appreciate you so much for creating the safe space for all of us to share. Oh yes, anti-bubbles, of course. We all got to benefit from that, right? So, oh, me too, Dave. Me too. And we're all welcome. You're all welcome. Yeah, so I think it would be a cool thing to do, So yeah, today I'm not gonna close with a super meditative thing, but I am going to be talking about something. But we can still try to take a deep breath. Not try. We can just do it. I need my inhaler. I've been needing my inhaler more because of my allergies and Snazzy! Thank you for the hydrate. Excuse me. Thank you for the hydrate. Appreciate that. So, like I said, it's not quite like a super meditation or anything. I just want us to kind of lower a little bit the intensity of the conversation and still keep it grounded. We can just take a few deep breaths. And I just want to say that everything I'm talking about here is not an accusation to anybody or anything. It's just a grounding thing. And I wanted to just ask one question for those of us that do that, is why do we keep attracting people who seem broken, right? People who need so much healing, so much work, so much emotional energy, when really we need that too, right? But a lot of the time we don't just attract these dynamics, we kind of allow them in, right? And that's the hard thing to sit with, because it's not that we're bad people. It's not that we're choosing to feel pain on purpose or to make our life difficult on purpose. Is that sometimes we recognize that something in someone else kind of feels familiar, right? We see someone hurting, struggling emotionally, or someone super wounded and like has been through a lot in their lives, and something in us goes, I know this feeling. I know this feeling. I know what it feels like. And when you know this feeling, you want to help. And because we know what this feels like to go without love, support, safety, understanding, we try to become that for everybody else, right? We nurture, we pour in, we overgive, and we try to be the person that they've never had, and maybe the person that we've never had. And somewhere deep down, maybe without even realizing it, there's this belief that if I love them enough, maybe they'll choose me. If I help them enough, maybe I'll feel worthy, you know. And if I fix them, maybe I'll get the love that I've been craving. So, but that's when I was talking about the cycle, you know, that's when the cycle starts, because this is usually all about them. It's about us, and it's about, you know, the younger part of us that learned survival through people pleasing, you know, the version of us that learned that love had a bunch of conditions attached to it, and that maybe love was like something we had to earn. You know, it was conditional. We had to, you know, be good, helpful, or easy, or, you know, we had to self-sacrifice, or we have to be emotionally available. And it was how we stay safe. We stayed safe back then, you know. And so now we kind of carry that pattern into adulthood. And then we confuse love with effort, you know. We think that to feel love, you have to put all this effort, and we think that love means that we have to prove ourselves. And then we think that if we only give enough, heal enough, sacrifice enough, we'll finally be chosen and loved back, you know. But healthy love doesn't work like that. It really doesn't. So, and that's why we sometimes end up in the same emotional loops, right? We go giving, fixing, we feel drained, and then wondering why we're always empty. And it's not because we're attracting the wrong people. It's because old hurts are still choosing familiar dynamics, right? And this is something important to realize, understand, and work on as we grow. This has been a lot in my growth journey, right? As long as we believe that our value comes from rescuing others, we're going to keep finding relationships that ask us to rescue them. And it's not because that's all we deserve, but it's because it feels normal, you know? It just feels normal. It feels like, it feels familiar. And then we need to realize that healing is not earning love through suffering. Healing is understanding. Emotional labor is not the same thing as connection, deep connection. And like when we heal, like when we're in the process of healing, we gotta notice that when we're trying to save someone because part of us still wants to save ourselves. And it takes us being honest with ourselves. And it takes us being compassionate with ourselves. And sometimes that takes some uncomfortable inner child work, which we talked about here before. Because the version of us that learned these survival patterns, that part of us is not broken. The part of us is trying to protect us. But sometimes those patterns, they're not healthy relationship patterns, right? So healing becomes teaching yourself something new. It's teaching yourselves that love can be saved, the boundaries are not rejection, that saying no doesn't make us selfish, that being needed is not the same thing as being loved. And then I think that when we make that shift, we kind of we notice that the constant fixing that feels exhausted instead of meaningful, and we just notice all the shifts. We notice the patterns that we're going through, and then we start to give ourselves love that we keep trying to get from everybody else, No, being needed is not the same as being loved. Yep, exactly. And when you notice that, Sassy, that's when the real shift starts. It's not finding different people. It's becoming different in how we love people. Because we don't have to keep repeating the same pain all the time. We don't have to keep proving our worth, that we always think we have to prove our worth. We don't have to keep choosing relationships that drain us because they feel familiar, because we grew up that way. The love we've been giving away so freely, so, selflessly, it's time to give some of that to ourselves. And I think that's when we change that cycle, and that's when we make the shift. So thank you so much, guys, for being here today. I really appreciate you being here. No, thank you. Thank you for everything, everybody. And I'll be back Friday. I'll be making some food. It's Foodie Friday. It's the last Friday of the month. So I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys being here. And thank you for listening to me yap about stuff, because I think that a lot of us go through the same things sometimes, and we don't realize how many of us do have those things. And I think that sometimes today I wanted to, like I said, I always ask friends what they want me to talk about, and today I wanted to ask myself what I wanted to talk about. And I think that we all have, experiences, share, and perspective and growth that we can share to help each other grow. And this is why I love Mental Health Mondays. That's why I never cancel Mental Health Mondays. The one stream I never cancel. And so I appreciate you all being here and being vulnerable and sharing your experiences with me, Thank you, Dave. We all negotiated the same Rubik's Cube. Hyperphantasmic. Hyperphantasmic. Thank you. Yeah. I maybe next Mental Health Monday when I'm talking, I'll be trying to solve a Rubik's Cube or something, you know? Yeah. But guys, Pink Melons is live, and because she does the Mental Health Mondays as well, we're going to be rating out to her, show her some love. She's super sweet, and she's not playing the ukulele right now, but I know that she always does when she gets a raid and stuff like that. So I would love if you guys show her some love, and I'll be back on Friday cooking up some food. I'm still deciding what I'm gonna cook today. No, Friday. I think I might make sushi. I don't know. I think I might make sushi, or maybe I'll make a steak. I don't know. I'm not sure. But thank you all so much, guys. Stay grounded, stay strong, and always be honest with yourself. And I'll see you again on Friday for Foodie Friday. Love you all so much. Thank you. Sushi out.